Do you want one?
I just know it's a one item, really.
That's all right.
All right, we all set? Okay, I'd like to call to order the special meeting agenda of the Conservation Commission for Monday, May 22nd, 2023. Approval of minutes from the April 17th, 2023 meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes? Does anyone review? All right, we can take a minute or two to do that.
I think it was sidewalk on a Friday or a Saturday. If I have it here, it says Friday. Didn't remember.
We were on a Friday.
Okay. Yeah,
Dan, can we also do the roll call?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Judy Rondo,
Norma O'Leary. Carol Smith.
Pete Gomez.
Sue Wheeler.
Pat Cheever.
Dave Clark.
Dan Melo, staff.
all right. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 17th meeting?
So move.
Second? I'm sorry, who was that? Peter, okay, thank you. All right, all in favor?
We have to have discussion on it now.
You can have this, sure.
I was not officially a member,
Okay,
and so we didn't have a quorum.
okay.
I am now officially a member.
All right, so actually, we couldn't approve the
So we
minutes.
couldn't approve the minutes
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
couldn't.
Oh.
And I don't think that we did any other votes, so. I don't think
I
Anything else?
don't see. Nope, that was it. Okay. All right, thank
We
you.
didn't have a quorum, so
Yeah, I'll make a new motion. Yeah. So, okay. All right. All in favor of the motion to approve the April 17th meeting minutes?
Aye.
With the change, of course, that Dave, any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. All right, now, we need to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the March 22nd.
I'll
regular
move.
meeting.
Well,
Okay.
I second it, Dan. If I could second it again.
Sure, okay. All in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. So the minutes of the March 22nd meeting are approved as well. All right, let's see, financial matters, Madam Secretary, Madam Treasurer, I should say.
Well, it says that we have, what we have we've used up 85.3%. And our available budget left, I guess, is 4,268.76. And this is as of the end of May 22nd.
All right, thank you. Anyone have any questions or comments on that?
I assume we're within our budget.
I think we're getting close to the end of the fiscal year. That's why the number looks,
Yeah. Got what, a month and a half left, so. Okay. Correspondence. We had,
actually, we have gotten, the Habitat is finally back in circulation. They don't send us them anymore. I've only printed 3, but I can, whoever was really into them.
I think, did did I have that online? Did they put that?
Yeah, there's an online archive of them.
Let me just look. I think I've got
Yeah.
this coming. I'm not sure. I
Did
think
they
I've got
send
it
that
I
by
can bring.
email?
Yeah.
Okay, could you share the email with everyone? Yeah, that way everyone can read it at their leisure.
And Connecticut APA put around a training opportunity. I don't know how pertinent it is to our commission. Hot topics in land use law and practice. A couple of the sessions are community engagement successes and tools for self-evaluation. And ethics, right, wrong, and everything in between.
Is there anything there you're interested in?
So, and it's a $45 per person.
What is it for?
Land use law subjects, there's a couple courses. There's another one that's much more interesting and related to what we do. Thames River Partnership as a floating workshop on June 9th.
Where is it gonna be?
Let's see, it includes a boat tour on the lower Thames River. So I'm thinking at least, let's see. Avery Point campus in Groton,
Yeah, they're going out on Project Go.
1 to 5 p.m. on June 9th. That is a Friday. And that's
Okay.
$10 each. I think there's a pre-registration for both of these events. I think the Thames River Partnership is one that we can we are able to host up to 2 community leaders is kind of the asterisk on it. So Tara forwarded this to Marla and myself. She said she wasn't attending, but we have room for one more.
Well, I used to serve on the committee.
Oh, yeah.
I was just wondering what they were doing what the
Yeah,
subject was.
it's boat tour. Yeah, it's like I can send that around to everyone too.
Thank you.
Yeah, they usually focus on specific topics. They should say, I would imagine. Well, if you think you want to go, excuse me, we should probably approve the expenditure of the registration fee. We can approve the expenditure of the registration fee, and you can make a decision whether or not you want to go.
You want to approve 2? Because I don't think Marla is interested in going.
I don't think
Anybody else?
Anyone else interested in going?
either. Advantageous.
Okay.
It won't be available. It would be something I'd be interested in, but I won't be available.
The theme is resilient and sustainable communities. So. I know Groton has done a lot of work on climate resiliency, so maybe that's what they're going to be looking at and talking about. Well, we could make a motion to approve or approve $20 for up to 2 people to attend. If someone wants to make that motion.
I'll approve to spend money. Just, do we have anybody who wants to attend?
I'll let you know if we spend the money.
Yeah,
Okay, but at least it's approved. All right.
So this is the 9th
So-
of June? Yeah, okay, yeah, I can't go.
All right. So Dave made a motion. Does
I'd
anyone
love
want to
to go.
second
I would
that?
have gone.
Okay, Dave and. Sure.
because if I could go, I'd like to be paid for it. If I could go, I'd like to be reimbursed for it. So, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
That looks
Okay,
very interesting.
so we are approved for 2 people to attend. You're welcome to attend if you want
I'm
to go.
gonna be
You
in
and-
Florida. I got
Oh, you
invited
are?
to go to Florida. so
Oh,
I
well,
haven't been
that
anywhere
might
in
be more
years,
fun.
so I'm going.
Okay.
Humidity doesn't bother me. Good thing, right?
Oh, yeah, this time of year, right? Okay, did that cover all the mail?
We have a development review request from Marla.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't we move into your agent report then? Because I think that's the first item.
Pretty short, the aforementioned development proposal. On the next item, bluebird nesting boxes, I'm still handing them out pretty frequently. I'm down to 3. People ask about them still once or twice a week. And if anybody asks for 2, I tell them, there's kind of a wait list. If I can accommodate 1, they have a history of success I could see in our spreadsheet of putting 1 up, and I've been handing those out, but I haven't been able to start our follow-up program.
Is there like, I put mine up,
Yeah.
this right place, and I have bluebirds, but they have not used it. Would it maybe take, or because of other birds that I have a lot of other
You
birds.
check the box.
Yes, yeah, no, the bluebirds aren't around right now either, but they were like all, up until like maybe a month or 2 ago, and now I don't see them.
I had, I don't know if they're the same birds or not, but I had pairs visiting 3 or 4 times from when I first put them up in March or something. And nobody moved in until just a few weeks ago, and they've been very active. However, the other day I saw somebody who wasn't a bluebird going in, and yeah.
Sprout, bluebird
I
nest.
know, but I have my wrens too.
So, and then on my other one, somebody, not bluebirds, have moved in. Which I thought bluebird nests were pretty much attracting only bluebirds,
Tree
so.
sparrows use bluebird nests sometimes, yeah.
There's other birds that go in.
Yeah, so I had some non-bluebirds, but the bluebirds are still I see them almost every day. They're so pretty. God, are they, that blue is,
Cares, and they come because I always have suet and mealworms and everything, but right now, I guess there's someplace else.
Oh, they told you.
Yeah.
but they're still in there, they're still in the nest box every day. They're very, and this is why I'm asking, are you sure? Because they're very careful about not being seen going in.
Yeah.
But wouldn't I see them? Yeah, because I can't see them unless I go, and I haven't been able to climb with my arm. So I thought I would see maybe them out and about, but they're not even in the
Yeah.
yard.
Mine, they'll flit all over the place before they go into that nest.
Yeah.
And when they come out, they go, then they're like all over the yard, making sure nothing's around before they go back in. So, it really fascinating. What I love doing stuff like this because you get to watch the behavior, and but they're very stealthy. So stealthy. They're hidden. I didn't know that. In fact, I thought they weren't in there until I was going to go check the box and open it and see if there was a nest, and I was came flying out because I hadn't seen them in
You have to
days.
give it some, yeah.
Get some kind of a birdhouse cam to stick in there so I can watch what's going on.
Get a chip trail cam.
The goal is still to have a sort of a follow-up campaign with previous recipients of the bird boxes, instead of doing the full advertisement and push for distribution this year. Last year, I think we handed out about 60 of them. And it kind of reached similar numbers in years past. And we don't really have much in terms of proof that they were ever installed or
Yeah, I can take it. Yeah, mine's installed.
Pictures of them.
photos of birds, which are hard to get unless you're a nature photographer with a actual camera.
Well, I was sure I was gonna, I had them like most of the winter, the colder, they'd come and I'd have like 4 or 5, they come, and I've always have suet and everything, so I thought this is good to go, but I will give it a more check.
I'd also like to collect success stories, so we can use that to advertise what the program that what we've accomplished, the program itself, and future distribution efforts. I think word is getting around too. I mean, we didn't have to advertise this year and,
Is it the Bluebird boxes? Are they all Thompson people?
yeah, that's where we try to keep it. I can't verify everybody, but I try to get an address and a phone number. I mean, sometimes I'll get Massachusetts phone, Massachusetts phone extension on their cell phone.
Yeah, I've got a
'Cause
Massachusetts.
I'm online with someone from Woodstock and she has a lot of success with the Bluebirds, but I don't know if she's mentioned anything about, nesting. I'll have to find out from her.
And that this is data, if we have addresses, we could, plot these, to see where they've been, installed and see what kind of coverage we have physically. I think there's a lot of interesting things we could do with the follow-up. But I haven't been able to jump onto that yet. I think it's a big idea and I want to tighten it up a little bit. And
You want me to check with Bernie Davis to see if he might be interested in making some more?
yeah, if Bernie's got the time, he's got the tools. We need the wood. If Dave Betty's,
Dave Eddie's probably still would be willing to donate the wood, so I can check with Dave. I'll check with Bernie Davis first. I'll check with Dave Clark, see if he's.
I unfortunately have so many projects right now. I don't have the time, but next year I'm hoping to have the time again.
I was
I
kind of
just-
teasing you.
Yeah, no, I feel guilty because I enjoyed doing them last year and I've got it set up so I can
Yeah.
bang them out pretty quick. But now everything's set up to build this custom cabinet for our bathroom because the angles are all wrong and last spring, just, what's with this? It showed up in February. It's like,
It's too late now.
yeah,
So
I'm
they're all,
buried.
Well, the Feelers out on that.
yeah, that would be great to line up houses for next year. Be ready to hand them out. Yeah.
Be ready to go again.
we, I think everybody knows we got the cemetery grant for the neglected cemeteries. This year was, the award was $5,000, which is the highest it's been. We've already had some work performed at 5 of the cemeteries. And we've already sent a check to the contractor for that. Today, Amy endorsed the form for OPM and we're seeking the reimbursement of $2,500. And that is the first of the 2 possible draws on the grant in this 2-year cycle. So we spent the first year money. And think, are we gonna spend it again this year or save it for next year?
We're gonna spend it all this year.
Okay. So
I have Mark Parker is working on doing the stone, the other
okay.
2,500 goes for resetting stones.
Okay. So, I don't know if you want to share what was, the work that was performed so far.
The work was performed by Cutting Edge. And he raked and did a beautiful job of cleaning up the edges of the cemeteries. I'm sure the town guys were very happy to see all, because it's much easier to mow now than what it was. And we'd had some trees cut and there were lots of leaves and trash left, so it was, one of the cemeteries was pretty, took a lot of work. And some of them, he had to take the trash away. Some he could just put over the stone wall. So he put that in, he did that right away for us. So that's why, that's where that 2,500 went. And it was a local fellow.
That's nice.
So, we'll, see, I'll have an update when the states cut us a check back to the town for the reimbursement. And then, when we're ready to, have Mark with the headstones, we will,
He's already started working.
Perfect.
He needs a volunteer whenever Anyway.
Back at the Wilsonville?
Hmm?
Wilsonville?
Wilsonville.
I don't have it on this report, but we had another grant for our cemeteries, the Eastern Regional Tourism District, as a marketing grant. And I've met with Joe Martino and Ida Ransom and John Rice and a couple others and a couple times to kind of hash out a updated cemeteries brochure. And I really like kind of the direction we're going. It's kind of the same aesthetic look as it was in the previous version.
Which was about 15 years ago or something.
It might have been 30 years ago.
Long time.
So it's gonna, the look of it is a little nostalgic in a way, but I think it's kind of, it was a smart look when we picked it out. There is line drawings that utilize the local artist in the first one, and we'll use line drawings, outlines of the cemetery gates and kind of depictions like that. And on Sunday, June 4th,
Yes, tell me about that.
at 1 o'clock. Let's see, it's discovering your lineage. Is that what it is?
I
Thompson
don't know.
lineage?
All I know is I was at the historical and they said something about, I'll see you June 4th or will. And I said, what's happening June 4th? And they all looked at me as if I was there with no head.
Yeah, Joe just told me about June 4th today.
Yes,
But I believe at the Old Town Hall, they are, the Historical Society is putting on, I think it's part genealogical, part cemetery. It's kind of, the way I saw it framed is discovering your Thompson roots.
Mhm.
So I think, a program for locals to figure, how far they go back in town.
and history.
And
Yes.
as that, they'll have the rough draft, they'll have the draft back from the printer to hand out
Hopefully.
for people to kind of
Mm.
critique. And I'm looking forward to that, to see what they've produced. We have to deliver a finished product, I think by June 30th on that one. So they're moving,
Yeah, they're working diligently.
Yeah.
Ida was very upset because she couldn't. She wanted to give the cemetery an address.
Yeah.
But it was the cemetery that was on the land of what my cousin had donated to the Wyndham Land Trust. So it's behind Bill Kingsbury's house, but you have to go to Fred Davis Road to get there. So I took her there the other day and showed her where the cemetery was located, and I showed her where the road was. So she was happy as a lot. She's number 2 Fred Davis Road or something. She's all set. So that was,
we were gonna go with GPS coordinates and trying to find a way to direct people to where to park for some of these. Some cemeteries don't have a street address. Most of them don't.
Well, they probably don't get a lot of mail.
well, this one, there's really nothing to see yet. But anyway, that's another story.
I've been working on both the cemetery list and the conservation easement list. The cemetery list, some of the things that are available for update are the contact for maintenance. Just kind of go down the roster and you see that a field here kind of needs updating, field there needs updating. Same with the conservation easement list. Most of the property owners kind of change periodically.
Mhm.
I'm trying to pin down actual acreage in some categories where Carolyn wasn't able to pin down an actual acreage. Cross-referencing what we have in the book, making sure every one of them has a deed in our book. that they're depicted on the online GIS, and most of them are not. Some of them are. It's very weird. I've got on my spreadsheet along the side, multiple columns to kind of see where each is at, and I don't have any that are 4 check marks in a row. It's, you know, it's kind of all over the place with them. But it's just a matter of compiling all the different sources and, you know, updating the book with the information that, you know. It's been a fun project. It's not,
They haven't given you the book back yet, right?
not the cemetery book.
Right.
Yeah,
They're still working on it. They're tickle pink with that book.
yeah.
But I twisted their arm. I said, you've got to get that back to the
Yeah.
town when you get done.
Let's see. I did make some updates to our cemetery webpage hosted on our town website. All the same information, just kind of aesthetically, instead of 20 pictures clumped together, it's kind of spread out a little bit. Each cemetery has a slightly bigger picture. It has, and I incorporated, I think, a location to park on the blurb for each, and the oldest grave identified from the Hale collection on
Oh,
that. So instead of just, previously it was just picture of the cemetery and then the title of the cemetery, and you could click on it and it would go to the cemetery page. Now I've kind of broken, given it a little more space and added a little more information on that front page. And then you could still click on the link to go to the PDF that Carolyn made for each of those. Moving along, Tira is gonna be needing some map updates next month. So I'll be practicing in ArcGIS a little bit. Early June, that's kind of where I'm gonna be cramming a lot of my time. Just to try to get more familiar with it again. I was working on it November, December, January, and then kind of grant season took over things and I didn't touch it, and it's kind of something you need to practice at regularly. It's a pretty complex type of software, but it does pretty cool things. With the data we have, we learn a lot by seeing it expressed on a map. So having the skills to edit that map is something I've been hoping to acquire since we started, and it's kind of been a built-in expectation. So I'll be focusing on that a lot in June.
Has there been any word from Clear about their updating their ArcGIS training program? I remember you checked into it last year, maybe.
Yeah, the issue at the time was the software that we have now has already been superseded
Right.
by, I think it's Arc Online or some kind of web
Pro, yeah, who's the newest
web
version.
app.
Yeah.
And they no longer offer courses in the software that I think we purchased in 2019. I mean, it's not so old, but it's already archaic. And Yukon Clear's eyes to not offer a course for it anymore. We kicked. what's that?
Any of the other towns have courses or someone that would sit with you or answer your questions?
I don't know really who. Brooklyn, is somebody in Brooklyn that does GIS, Jana?
Yeah, Jana probably knows GIS. I mean, I use ArcPro, but I'm also confident with ArcMap. So any questions you have, I can
Okay.
help.
I'm gonna be asking Judy, I guess. No, it's,
Twist TVs on.
well,
Send me an email.
it's overdue, overdue. So the office is next door to the building department. And the building department uses vacation time this time of summer. And so we, this time of year, always have people popping their head into the door on a regular basis. How can I reach the building official? You know, you're directing a little bit of traffic and answering some questions or hearing people just give their half-hour gripe about their neighbor's fence, you know, not related to what you do, but it's just kind of, it's something that happens, sometimes. And Marla and I take turns with it. But, so, I mean, it does take up a little bit of our, you know, it's a distraction sometimes. But it's good customer service for the town. I think it,
Probably make the people feel better that
Yeah.
somebody listens,
I,
even if it's the wrong one.
Or at least look like they were.
Yeah.
it's, you get some characters sometimes.
In this,
Wow.
I was out of the office this past Wednesday. A check engine light came on and I brought it to the dealership, all squared away. The last item, I'm now on a 10-hour schedule in Woodstock as the only responsibility I have there is wetlands. And I still manage the office, the part-time clerk. And I'm kind of the point person for their throttling all the zoning stuff to the new firm that they hired for zoning matters. But already a big burden lifted off my shoulders and don't have people contacting me on Facebook about Airbnbs or Bucks or, you know, I'm just not being pulled through the whole. It's just a million zoning matters. I've told myself previously in other positions, I was 10 years on a zoning commission. I said, never again, never again. I did zoning out in Windsor Locks, never again, never again. And then I picked it up in Woodstock in just a 20-hour schedule. And it was a physical and mental impossibility.
Especially now with the booming
Yeah.
building rage.
Yeah, and I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg on that. So it's less money but more peace of mind. And I can actually focus on with the issue there, managing 4 commission meetings was that planning and zoning would tend to dominate just the work, the need of work, and ZBA and wetlands would kind of get shortchanged in the process. But now I like that I can focus on wetlands there. I can get their issue organized. There's a lot of disorganization that I inherited that was kind of just working on the fly to accommodate. And I can clean up that system. I think that Woodstock is also going to be in a better position having this firm do their zoning matters, because it's 3 of the top 5 zoning professionals in the state working together. You can only imagine what that costs, but they should have they should get the level of service that they need from that.
I have a question in regard to the GIS mapping. You said it was due in June and you're questioning whether you'll be able to get it done. Will there be a fine if it's not done?
Sorry?
will there be a fine if it's not done?
Getting, the GIS, I don't think so. I didn't quite get the full context of what she needed the map updates for.
Oh.
Do you happen to know?
I don't.
So just wondering because we had thing that we didn't do on time and we got fined for it a few years back.
There was the plan of conservation and development that, had lapsed. And.
MS4.
and
Oh, MS4, yeah.
MS4, which is now current. I pulled it out of the hands of the wetlands agent and moved it to J&D, and they swiftly got it done within a 6-month period and got us caught up.
Good.
Great.
Good. We had to-
Of
That's why I
course,
wanted-
at the Board of Finance meeting, there were cuts that needed to be made, so there will be no construction projects to help us meet the criteria of MS4, but you know, maybe in the next few years.
But that's all I had for a report this month. That's not all inclusive, but always working on office organization with paper, with the digital, with the emails. The more organized that information is, the quicker I'm able to reference it, and the more I understand what's going on. I find some interesting stuff all the time, and there's nothing new under the sun with what we're talking about. Sometimes these are sometimes old threads, such as the North Governordale pond burial site. Correspondence on this going back 7 or 8, 9 years. We were working on the marker out in Fabian. The veterans marker for a long time. I don't think that's ever really, that might come back around someday. But there's just a lot of long-term projects.
Just keep you on your toes.
I like finding it because you get more context. Like with the burial site, I knew that it was anecdotal. Oh, who's the anecdote from? Oh, okay. I got an email here that now has a name that says he remembers hearing this. So like I get a little more context with each trove of digital files or notes that I find around the office, and able to compile them and quicker to reference them. But I think we want to get onto this.
All right, so looks like we don't have any old business, so we will move right on to new business, which is wetlands application IWA 23010, Thompson Business Park LLC. Have you had a chance to look this over, Dan? Is there anything that you want to share with us or draw to our attention?
This conservation easement is, there's a bunch of them in this general area on properties involving, Thompson Business Park LLC.
Okay.
Thompson Business Park
You just
LLC
trying to get this or no?
Look at it.
owns,
Turn the page over.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are going to share.
So this property is owned by Thompson Business Park LLC. There's a separate parcel. There's two actually in this development proposal. Both are going to be combined. Thompson Business Park LLC owns the abutting property to the north. And these properties and the abutting property to the north share a conservation easement that's drawn over the property lines. This conservation easement is mostly wetlands, and it ties in, that wetland system ties into the Spicer gas wetlands that was across the street. This conservation easement, where it's at Reardon Road, it also carries across the street through the Spicer Gas.
That what you mean? Is that
Yeah,
First Street?
yeah.
So how are they getting into this land right here? This is gonna be their,
So, on sheet number 3. Driveways at the most southern portion of the property.
oh, okay.
And they are initially doing phase 1 at the
I get you, Reardon Road. Oh, I see where it is, way over here. Yeah.
phase 1 is these 2 buildings at the closer to Reardon Road. Things to note, this property does abut Army Corps. The campground is kind of like right over here.
It says United States of America. Yeah,
Up here.
Nope,
Oh,
it's on the corner.
Oh, was over here?
yeah, because that's
Okay.
Reardon
Oh, that's
Road.
right, that's Reardon Road. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's the second mistake I've made so far this life.
Oh, well, what was your first mistake?
Well, it was years ago where I thought I was wrong, turned out I was right, but
You think you got married or something, that was your first.
no, too many people know her.
So there's a few stormwater basins around, shored with riprap. 2 sort of along the clearing near Reardon Road. One well on site for the office and bathroom.
Where's their office gonna be, this little?
Yeah, it's in the phase 1, and one of those 2 buildings grouped together.
Yeah.
One of them's gonna say office in a small little print.
Yeah, look at the one,
I
the
see.
one that's kind of to the left.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, office.
Tiny,
Well,
tiny little
yeah.
letters.
Go back far enough. I can see.
Now, are these all gonna be like small storage areas, or are there gonna be some big?
I think these are all similar sized individual storage units.
Did the town, I mean, did the town actually need something like this?
It's a question that's kind of outside of our,
Right, jurisdiction, right.
We always, sorry to jump in, but I
I know.
always question, why don't people just get rid of their stuff?
Yeah.
Why do they pay to store it?
Yeah, they have it in July, the end of July, yes.
It's expanded quite
Yeah.
nicely.
Yeah.
Then we have the air conditioned, the climate control that's supposed to go on Main Street in the old Superior Bakery, and now there's this. But the truth is, people store stuff.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
insane. I'm a very modest, I live with the basic
Yeah.
necessities, and so I don't understand.
But I
having
guess
stuff.
families, the kids move out and they don't wanna, they wanna store their stuff till they get their
Yeah.
home or their apartment, I guess.
There is
Yeah.
a space for-
With antiques.
And
Now,
the idea of it is it's temporary storage, but
Right.
people end up like
Keeping it
just paying
forever.
because
As soon as they close
because
the
it
door.
pays action, you gotta go down there to throw it out. So you just rent another space.
It's a never-ending cycle.
I volunteer to the cat shelter,
Yeah.
Paws. And for many years, we had in Putnam, we had one of those storage, because we'd have yard sales. And then it got to the thing, wait a minute, we're just collecting junk. I mean, really, some of it. And so finally we said, no more.
And I realize there's a purpose for it at different times, but
But it got to be, what, you know what I mean? It was just getting, you're hoarding stuff and then you're bringing it back. So, yeah.
Your parents died, you had to clean out their house, you
Yeah.
gotta do something in a hurry, so you stick it in one of these things, but then you never get back to it to check it out. And then it's on storage wars.
a very strong bias against storage units. I lived in Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina. I kept some items in a storage unit, my instruments, and I wound up having to sell some instruments to pay for the storage unit. So since then, after losing some things in Katrina, I try to have only what I could drive away with in my car.
Yeah.
And like, I swear off ever using storage units. Because the rent on there's a rent. And, you have to account for that. And if you're in a bind, all of a sudden you lose your stuff.
But I guess this company feels they must have done their research. And they feel that in this area,
Yeah.
there's a market for it. So, you know,
That's why they're starting out small.
Now, this is not developed property right now. This is all woods,
Right.
and this abuts other wooded properties. And it's just, it would kind of, I'd say degrade the quality, recreational quality of the campground nearby. But this is in an area of town that is kind of destined to be the industrial zone.
because you've got the stone place there and
Right.
other things, yeah, so.
And there are other lots of this type going all the way up the road.
Did any of I know there's no actual, there's some people down the road, did the neighbors?
There's a lot of houses down the road.
Yeah, I'm going here and I'm going over here. Did they ever say anything that they,
They probably don't even know what's happening unless they're doing a zoning law thing right now.
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
I'd say that's probably the case.
There's one house that has recently come up for sale on the road. And
Down-
there's probably gonna be more on Reardon.
heading for the
Well,
dam?
It's on, yeah, it's heading for the dam and
You're
the
right.
first causeway that's there. You know, they've got their place for sale, and I'm sure there's gonna be more, because they didn't know this was all gonna happen. on
But you
their
know
road.
what? It will be it will be, I mean,
Quiet, yeah.
you know, people
Well,
are just,
traffic, yeah, it's very,
Yes.
yes, traffic. The traffic there is humongous traffic now.
yeah.
Oh,
You've
traffic
got-
on
you've
Reardon
got the
Road,
biggest
yeah.
Stone trucks in existence
Well,
running
that's
up
right,
and down
too.
that road.
So this might not be,
This is
gonna
to
be
me, it's just
quiet.
going
Probably
pretty passive, yeah.
It's not like I mean, you drive by storage places, you never see anybody there,
that's true, you're right.
you know.
So when
It's-
in,
it's just- My thing is, what's happening to this, I hate destroying wooded area when we've got places that have
I
already been
know.
destroyed. That you could put something, but I don't know that that's our place. You know, I hate destroying virgin forests if it can be avoided, and certainly we've got places in town where you put up a storage unit that aren't destroying virgin forests.
but this was okayed already, right? It's been, or are we still researching?
So the Wetlands Commission asked us to weigh in for, they've received this application and they will be discussing it at their June meeting.
Okay, so this is nothing in stone yet. No.
It would still have to go through Wetlands Commission and Planning and Zoning.
Okay, wetlands, okay. Okay, okay, I'll just have to watch for those meetings then and just, huh?
The wetlands people have some balls.
Well, you know, when somebody comes to you and says, I'd like to do this, you do have to listen to them. I mean.
It's the nature of the regulations. So
Did
the
they do the
regulations,
land already? Did they?
yeah, this is prepared for Thompson Business Park and they're the property owner. So I think they're
Business Park.
building this on spec. But Thompson Business Park owns multiple pieces. Next time they come around, the property immediately to the north also has the conservation easement in it.
But aren't we gonna have storage on Main Street too? And there is Main and down on 131.
That's already there, yeah.
Yeah, that's been there a
takes
long,
care
long
of
time
it.
ago,
Yeah,
but so
over the
there
line
is,
in Putnam.
but maybe this company feels that there's a need for it. I don't know.
I think, as Amy was saying, my guess is that every single one of these units, they're gonna have pretty full occupancy.
Yeah.
These people have stuff.
I know, she's got her name in it
And-
already, you know.
Hey, I live in a tiny apartment above my business. We don't have very much.
I hope it creates affordable rates for people, but then again, I don't really think it's healthy to maintain too much stuff. But it's outside of the scope of our review.
Right, it's our, right, I'm just curious.
How does it affect conservation?
I'm concerned
your
about
thoughts? Yeah.
lighting on the property. I mean, how? I don't know the number offhand, but I'm sure the notes, we're gonna see, 50 light poles. I don't know. Hopefully less than that, probably
More
less
like
than
a, is it
Yeah,
like a
because
light
security
pollution issue?
Yeah.
Right.
And animals like the turtles and everything, they get all confused.
It looks
with a lot
like
of
there's gonna be 10 lights on each building. It looks like the lights are gonna be on the buildings, not,
lights. Mhm.
independent light poles.
Some type of
So,
Sensor. They wouldn't be on all.
well, that would be nice if they have motion sensors and if they're downcast.
Certainly makes sense for them not to have them on all the time. And only when people are accessing their storage unit. Personal. thoughts.
So they probably
I
have.
don't
to have
see
a
anything
mobile
else.
unit.
I don't see anything along the driveway.
They've got utility
But I
poles
mean, motion.
scattered throughout, so I gotta believe there are lights on those. I gotta believe, and a lot of these places, for security reasons, they want them lit up.
True, you're probably right.
you know.
But could they,
Motion activated.
3/4 of them go off with,
Yeah, and that's a valid question, and definitely, I want them all down.
Yeah.
I hate the
Yeah.
fact that all the stars that were here when I first moved down here
Yep.
are gone now.
I think that is probably my biggest concern with this one.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty over there by the dam, just to have that.
aside
look
from
with a glow.
Dave's original statement that they're proposing clearing a nice wooded area that is considered open space by a lot of people.
Privately owned at this time?
Yes.
So it's the Thompson Business Park. Okay, are they people from the area? We don't know, huh?
They've been on our list for a long time. So I believe it might be a Manchester office address.
So they're not, there's no one locally, no local Thompson people.
Bridgeport address.
Yeah,
Are
Okay,
they the ones that operate the stone
yes.
quarry business? Okay, or whatever it is.
oh, so
Close
this,
to the road. So this, I'm assuming, is adjacent to that, or is it across the street?
It'll be across the street.
Across the
That's
street.
where they had that little
Okay.
parking.
so in other words, the company that
That's
owns,
where the area comes in,
Yeah.
because otherwise I was
Across
thinking.
the street
Well,
from
a lot of
propanes.
Animals roaming that,
Right.
they're.
so in other words, the stone quarry people own this too? It's the same kind of company, it's the same company?
I've got 9 separate parcels that have a piece of conservation easement owned by Thompson Business Park LLC. So they own a bunch of pieces in this that each have slivers of easement.
Do you know if there's a requirement to keep some type of conservation land in this development?
So this conservation easement was drawn the way it was, so this could be subdivided. So this is, it was subdivided, and that easement area was a requirement of, open space requirement of the
So
subdivision.
there'll still be some open space within this plot of land that
They,
is untouched,
they
hopefully.
propose utilizing every piece of the
Yeah.
property except the conservation easement area.
Where's the one?
It's here,
This.
yeah.
Maybe a half acre over here.
Oh, okay, that's
even
what was
better,
in
yes,
place, and this
sorry.
was allowed to be subdivided.
So we'll have to, if this does come through, we'll have to keep an eye that sometimes when people abandon their units, sometimes, they have big things, they throw that stuff out. I hope it doesn't get thrown and dragged. Something to keep an eye on, anyway, if it comes through.
Probably upkeep is gonna be planning and zoning question, having a maintenance plan.
Right.
know if the planning and zoning people now are having a meeting and are they aware of this?
They're doing,
Situation?
they're doing, Pompeo Road.
That's why there was so many.
Yeah,
I was looking
for
at
the
agenda.
scenic, they want
And this
Pompeo
has
Road
do with
wants to be
wetlands
scenic,
first.
because there's
Yeah.
some land they're hoping, you know, that they don't. I guess if it's scenic, you know.
That's good. I didn't know that.
It has been, I thought it had been approved, right? Pompeo Road, did it
It
get
was
to?
accepted, it's being talked
Accepted.
about right now.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
accepted, okay.
Pompeo Road, to go off topic a little bit, we were talking about a property that was for sale, a lot of acreage and a lot of frontage on both sides of the road on Pompeo Road. The farmhouse is falling into the ground. I think it was the Town family. If you look back at our oldest maps around, that property was listed and the listing said, obviously subdividable and exclamation, exclamation. Stone wall, ample stone walls for sale, you know, like,
That was
Way
on
back.
Pass, it was between between, was it Passay and, is that Passay?
oh, that's passe. All right. All
Passay
right.
and Pompeo, the land that's between them?
It does this,
That
all
road
has, yeah.
does this thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I was on that road this the other
I
day.
never thought about that one. I was just thinking of,
We had $1 million for that one.
I was thinking of that, all that, that was very expensive, yeah, but anyway.
But,
Do you know if the conservation easement markers are up on this? We talked about it for the other property too.
I
Installed yet?
have to verify the installation at Spicer Gas. I don't believe they're out in the woods here.
They have a well house on the eastern.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Isn't that kind of,
I would think, or
you were ahead of them.
Well, it's outside of the clearing limit, so I would imagine it's just gonna stay there.
Yeah.
that, I think that's existing.
Yeah,
As it was existing.
There was a well house?
I wonder if it was part of the old farm, maybe
I was gonna
at some
say-
point.
Right here.
Oh, in the conservation.
Yeah.
Of course, that would be because you'd get good water if it was conservation, it'd be wet, right?
And it's also on the other side of the stone wall, so
Okay.
it looks like they're not gonna go anywhere near it.
So at one time there was a farm or an older home in here, in there somewhere. Ooh, they'd have a bottle dump.
One thing that concerns me, with, Thompson Business Park LLC owning multiple properties that each have conservation, there's gonna be more development proposals that through this commission, regarding the properties that they hold. And I brings a question or concern to mind when a subdivision is required. Do we want them to set off fees or like this easement was obviously created in concern with the wetlands that were nearby. So they're like, all right, we've got wetlands here, we can't develop this piece of the property. We're gonna make that the open space or conservation area that is required to subdivide. But on our end, it's created some issues down the road when we try to develop this. There's pieces and slivers of conservation easements over multiple properties. And functionally, it's not for public use. And I think it begs a larger question when subdivision open space set asides are required. How do we want them to look?
Basically, you
There-
mean the buildings themselves?
No,
No.
like, nice.
They can stop them
Have
from developing a section here, right? That's what we're trying to say.
Well.
Give us more than just this.
Yeah, a usable. Piece of land. I mean, we of course want to protect the wetlands. That's goal number one over recreation any day of the week.
gotta protect the animals because they're gonna be here and they're gonna be in your backyard. And you don't have a.
I know, yeah.
To have a regularly drawn conservation easements that were probably drawn in reference to a wetlands flag. It complicates. How do you articulate that in a deed?
Yeah, this one, I think that it would be really nice if we had the whole subdivision so we could see the conservation easement in its totality.
Yeah.
But I think the reason they drew it the way they drew it was because if they followed the wetland flags, you would have this deed description that was, you know, this direction for 20 feet, this direction for 15, this direction for 30. It would be needlessly complicated. And they thought that if they just kind of took it's sort of an average. So like if you look at that piece that's in the upper left, they kind of just drew the easement across it sort of as an average of all those little angles. It'll be easier to see. if we have a big
Let's see
spider.
if I
Can you
have
put your hands on it quickly? That would be great, yeah.
You'll have to enlarge
Yeah.
the road eventually with all the traffic. Ridden Road is supposed to be a nice little road. Some nice little houses on it. It's going to hell in a handbasket.
Oh, yeah. What are all these? It's like they're drawing like a road, but they cut.
Yeah, that's
Numbers.
the wetlands delineation. So each of those numbers is a wetlands flag.
Some of them
I
are.
don't know where she is.
If you're looking in that upper left corner, yeah, you can see that line. The one at the stone wall is 105A, and then it goes 104A, 103A.
That's not next week for that.
Oh, she's
Right.
there.
Yeah,
She's
right.
there.
Right here.
Oh, there we are.
So this line here that kind of zigs along, yeah.
Because this is all wetland, so
So-
there's
so-
nothing can be done here.
Each of those little hash marks is a wetlands flag. So whoever came out and,
Okay.
yeah, delineated the wetlands, that's where they hung the flags. And then the surveyors went out and they actually surveyed in each of those flags.
But it went way up here.
Yep,
So this is wetlands up here.
yep. So the
Yeah.
wetlands kind of meander around a little bit. And then there's that little finger that pokes down towards this development plan.
over there too.
Yep, the little ovals are stone walls.
Sometimes you have to go there in the spring when it's really wet to see where the wetlands is.
Well, it's been pretty wet. They could probably tell now.
Pardon?
They could probably tell that now with all the rain we've had.
The only rain we had was last weekend.
Well, wet isn't what delineates a wetland.
Pardon?
Soils. It can be wet and not be a wetland.
Wet underneath. it.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh,
It's what kind of soil is. It used to be what kind of plants were there,
Soil.
plants and certain animals.
Soils strictly as the defining character. Other states use a combination.
and I mean, when you go to soil, is it how deep how wet the soil goes or?
Soils that are constantly wet have a certain characteristic to them.
And that would be considered wetland.
And so that would be, yeah, so.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you gotta dig a hole to find it, but
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I think if it's black, it's bad.
Black or it has patches of gray.
Yeah.
The gray, would that be clay or something? No.
It's not, it's because it's underwater, all the nutrients, the
They're taken out.
soil, well, the nutrients have all been leached out and the
Yes.
soil
We're working on
is
here.
in a non-oxidized state.
Okay.
So it has different characteristics than the soil that is rich in oxygen. Yeah, right.
Other areas.
Do you want to look at this?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
This is our
Yeah.
project
So
area.
we're on this one, yeah.
So a question, could they be refused to do this?
Only if there's a reason.
Have a good reason.
My quick read from a zoning. Quick gloss over it, it is compliant with the regulations, so it'd be hard pressed to deny it.
He said that the easement. Can we get down window?
Yeah, so this
is
whole
kind of
hashed in
following.
area is where the easement is. So it comes over here too.
So it kind of follows it.
Yeah, so there's a culvert under
We
the
hope
road
so.
here. This is all flowing down towards the French River.
We didn't have a couple of millionaires that, you know, bought some of this and gave it to the town of Thompson, right? Here you go, here's some land.
Just looking to see if there's a culvert or anything here. I don't see anything.
Buy all the land that's, you know, that people own. And I think-
Well,
So there's probably
we-
a culvert right here.
To get-
50% of the land is in open space,
Yeah.
so.
We
No.
can get pretty determined with it and seek grant opportunities, like identify properties. It's within the scope of Conservation Commission to identify properties that have open space value and seek grants to purchase them.
Land Trust and Neil Forest.
They're kind of carrying the torch on that.
Well, Wyndham Land, they would just, let's see, the Weisses just donated some land down by my way, by the pond there. They gave it to, or the
Land trust.
Wyndham Land, we got the Doris Tree, you know, and when we've got,
Audubon might.
no, it's not the Audubon, so it must be the Wyndham Land.
Hmm.
But this is, I don't know if you're able to see. This is the full subdivision. This is the area that we're working on right here.
Yeah, and you can see all that hatched areas where the conservation easement is.
And so what's lots, with those other lots,
Our Thompson Business Park for another day.
Yeah.
Good lord.
the lot, all the lot forties,
Down the
our
road,
Thompson
yeah.
business owns all of that now.
Yeah, so I'll potentially
So
up for industrial
So
development.
we have
yeah.
over to the left, lot 4140, sorry.
Yeah. the two
That's
of
where
them,
they're doing the storage.
Yeah.
But then they can't do anything a lot. Now they'd have a
In the
problem.
shaded or the hatched marked area.
So it'd be a hard time for them to get to lot 42, right?
They have an easement to get there.
Gotcha. I didn't see that. Yep.
And when that's developed, that'll be even closer to the woods and.
Have they decided what they're gonna put in there? What, you don't know.
Surprise,
No,
surprise.
that's for a future day.
Either way, who knows?
Well, that was approved in 2008, so I mean, it's been,
Oh, wow, 2008.
yeah, what,
Okay.
15 years.
So it's just, it will be, you know, on our agenda, as this industrial park picks up and then becomes more robust.
Industrial.
Yeah, that's Jesus.
They could come down Route 200 and over and
Dave, could you catch a glimpse of this? This is the full subdivision.
Talking about right
Well, the
now.
railroad, yeah,
So this is-
does
Okay.
go there.
Yeah, it's the-
About the old factory site. Anything been resolved about that?
the old factory site. Do we own that? Do we own it? Does Thompson own that? At the
The one
corner
on
of
Plain Road, that starts
Oh.
Plain Road.
630 Riverside Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever,
Own
it's,
that, it's still private.
The one with the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a serious developer looking at it.
Yeah.
So, and we think that there might be a purchase and sale agreement. Unfortunately, the offers that have been made most recently have been turned down by the, so.
In other words, he wants more bucks.
Interesting, you think you'd be.
Yeah, and it's very unrealistic because at best, there's differing opinions. Some people say 7 acres, some people say 12 acres. There's not as much land that's developable as people think. So because of wetlands and other issues.
But you have the
Plus, there
railroad,
still needs to be cleaned up.
right, but you have the railroad tracks there. So a company that might,
But the river divides it from the railroad tracks, doesn't it? The river and then the railroad tracks.
yeah. But they would always,
Yeah.
could always do
Yes.
something to
Yeah.
get to the, you know what I mean? There could be.
We're not gonna have a railroad station there. Please.
No, I'm just saying, you know, when companies come in and they want to do something and they think, and hey, this is, you know,
I still think we're gonna get our interstate exit bridge kind of to cross over into that area. There's been feasibility studies going way back about an off ramp. Was it Plum Road area?
I
It's
don't
one
know.
of those,
I mean,
yeah.
what makes more sense, to be quite honest, is just past Anya.
Yeah.
Why that got skipped over. It's perfect setup for an on-ramp and an off-ramp. It looks like every other on-ramp, off-ramp that has an overpass. Doesn't make any sense to me, but
So
must have
Thompson's
to
got
rail something.
rail, it's got the interstate. And the fact that we can't connect an industrial area, tie into those things, that we're kind of not able to thrive with our potential with the resources that we have. So someday this Reardon Road has to connect very easily to 395.
it's most viable as far as bringing, water line and sewer lines.
Yeah.
To that vicinity, which is going to be a must for any type of development. The Rampac has about 80, by the old Rampac, which is now, Nutmeg Container, has about 85 acres. But to get water, sewer, gas lines, or anything like that, to that would be such a huge expense. And they're not expanding gas lines. The water lines would be questionable, and then sewer would fall on the town.
so you're where on 193?
On
On 93, yeah. The old Johnson's corrugated.
Johnson corrugated, Nutmeg Container, now you have, LaFramboise, you have, Ivanhoe Tool and Die, Numa Tool, you have, so it's already sort of a industrial area. But it's.
There's homes too. There's people with their
There's
homes,
still
yeah.
homes there, but at least it's still a pocket of industry that would be less disruptive to add another business or two. So again, you gotta try to find something like a Numa Tool or a LaFramboise that doesn't need those extra services. Reardon Road, however, there's potential to get the services there, in my opinion, just my opinion. Sewer and water, which is a must.
Yeah.
For a lot of, and then you have the rail line, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's probably a good 20 years left of gravel mining from what I've been told.
Wow.
So
Gravel mining? No.
that's what's taking place.
Oh, in the back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, next, directly adjacent to the rail line. Where they do the blasting, et cetera.
So, but that's,
Comes out on
where the
there.
stones are to the, okay,
To the back.
yeah, to the back side, yeah.
So a personal concern of mine is that we have this gem in town, that West Thompson Dam
Mm.
recreational mecca. And that I wouldn't want to see any kind of development along in an industrial park degrade the quality of that experience right next door to it. This is a low vehicle traffic, low noise, but light. And I don't know if I'd want to camp right next to it. You can hear the buzz
Yeah.
of light.
Yeah.
Especially when
or if
there's
it
nothing
was
else around
shining
to
in your eyes
hear
at night.
except the light.
Yeah, and you get the glow.
Yeah.
I mean, even with downward light, you still get some glow. It's,
Is it gonna be that close? Is it that close to the campground?
So far. So would that be the commission's biggest concern? Would be the light pollution or?
Yeah, light pollution, definitely.
And the disruption to recreational activities that occur in Thompson that brings tourists here?
Yeah.
A lot of people use that campground.
Yeah, it fills up, yeah.
Well, on that lake all the time.
All the time.
They're
I
fishing, they're hiking, they're picnicking.
Just saying, I have a dog with high anxiety and there's been too many other dogs. 5:30 in the morning. It's like, stop morning people.
Walking
I go
before
there
work,
so that
I
I'm the
guess,
only
huh?
one there with my dog, and I'm just saying. Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
Well, it's like, you almost feel like I've been doing this for so long, and then all of a sudden,
I
where
know,
are these
I-
others coming
I
from?
just try to get there early so that she doesn't have to deal with other dogs.
Can't you walk the trail by your house?
Oh, I do that too. I do that too. So.
It gets
She needs to
boring,
change-
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
you gotta change it up.
Yeah.
She needs change. She's very spoiled.
I mean, I'll
So
have to go
she's
around
a complete mess.
until this is
Maybe
developed.
they're all
Yeah, what is that?
Maybe the person attending
So-
is spoiled and wants to change it.
Yeah.
You know,
This sounds a bit like my wife
And,
when she was a little kid and it was hot. And I'm like, well, let's go down to Aquatic State Park. I go, "Sorry, they go down there." She goes, "No, there's people here. I don't want to go here." You know, she wanted the whole park herself.
Ellie thinks
It doesn't really work that way, unfortunately.
Riparian corridor
Like,
for some critters to
Right.
make it successfully through wetlands and easement. We were just mentioning that we have lake over here,
Yeah.
river over here.
We gotta be able to get that.
Have there ever
Some
been
concern
any
about the
studies that
wildlife.
looked up what kinds of animals we have?
Yeah.
That's in
Well,
there?
they would have to at least look at the presence or absence of any endangered species,
Right.
but they wouldn't necessarily
Worry about.
look for
The
who's
deer,
using
the
it, yeah.
deer or the
mm,
fox
Unless, wetlands has a concern and requires it, or planning and zoning has a concern and requires it. Dan, speaking of which, what is our timeline for this? Are they looking for comment from us next month? Are they accepting it this month?
They've received it at their meeting earlier this month, and it's, I think, scheduled for review at their June meeting.
Okay.
I could run a couple, but they could run two meetings for their
Okay.
review.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Do we need to put together something tonight?
I told Mar, well, so Wetlands is gonna be doing a site walk. On Saturday, June 3rd at 9 AM. Marla said maybe only one or two of you at most. I'll be happy to take anybody over there. Just to not have, official meeting and to take minutes and all that.
Okay.
And I would like for, everybody who wants to have a look at on the ground to have a look at it. By then, I can start forming a report on this now. Sort of how we did the hillside homes. I kind of kept a rolling log and we talked about it over the 2 months. But I'd have some preliminary questions and comments in time for June 3rd. And after we've collected more comments, as people are able to look at it, I could have my report for their meeting. I just want it to be all inclusive, and at least half of the commissions had a chance to look around over there on the ground. And chew on it, a few days, and then send me any questions too that might come to mind. You can take home the 11 by 17 copies. And I'm gonna have this copy in the office if anybody wants to stop by on a Monday or Wednesday and have a look at the bigger plan set and run down any questions with me. I think we have probably 2 calendar weeks to collect some comments.
Okay.
When would you suggest the site walk? Did you have a day?
When you can, yeah. I would say during the best place to park is filled with employees during the weekdays.
Oh,
Or
not,
across the
no,
street.
no, it's empty because they're parking on their site now.
Okay,
Because maybe they knew that place was gonna be for sale and they left it open, but there is a,
so that's the most
Area.
convenient area to park is the across from Spicer Gas, sort of. The parking
it's really a stone place.
stone place.
And Spicer's playing their little game.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that parking lot is where they suggest. But it's safe to
Oh,
do
it's off
that.
the road.
Yeah.
Better be off the road, or your big truck will hit you.
I don't know if you want
Plenty
to
of them all
pull
the
in
time.
there at 3:30 or something, traffic might be flying.
Oh, yeah. That place is humming all the time now. Gonna get worse.
That, where this is got open.
Street from the stone place.
This is our map that you have there. Just to the north, across from the stone place, there's a parking area over here.
It's very evident.
Haven't noticed.
They've been trying to sell that land for a long,
For you and I take you home, you can look at it in the dark.
In the dark.
So I think of all the potential types of development that could go on in this Thompson Business Park air complex, a future complex, I guess you could say. This is pretty low intensity. I mean,
People are pouring in and out of the place all the time.
across the street, you have the conveyors, the crushers, the equipment. That's not gonna be on this type of, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of site work that's gonna need to be done.
That'll be
4, 5,
noisy.
6 acres of site work. But long term, it's not gonna have the noise that gravel operation would have. Or even the noise that Spicer Gas might have with fork trucks and their large vehicles that come and go from there.
Or even a shopping plaza.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not. Traffic impact wise, it's low. My concerns are the ones pretty much that you said, the light. And also like sight lines, you know, are you gonna be down on the reservoir fishing and look up at something ugly or, but that can be solved with tree lines and, you know, but
That is a good question, how this clearing would look from different vantage point.
There's that great big huge berm or whatever you want to call it that is preceding the main entrance to the campground and the boat ramp. That to its what direction? North is the open, I mean, the stuff in question that you're talking about. But I don't think it'll interfere with that first part of that big causeway thing. You need to drive down Ravenel on Reardon Road. I'll be glad to host. A lot of don't live on the road now, that's for sure.
Okay, so for homework, we're supposed to study this and make comments and
And get your comments, Dan, yeah.
So are you doing this site walk then, or what's?
I'm probably gonna check it out on my own time, and I'm happy to go with anybody. You've got some time. Send me a time, and I could probably accommodate it. The reason I probably won't go with the Wetlands Commission is that I don't want too many, you know, yeah.
Oh, they're going the June 3rd,
And
which is a bad time for me.
anybody is invited.
Yeah.
To that, but more than one of us or one member of the commission at a time will constitute a forum or a meeting. And
Oh, gotcha.
minutes would need to be taken and unless somebody wants to take some minutes.
Well, what is your quorum? How many members? Everybody that's, okay, so you could have up
Well,
to three and not.
two makes a meeting. I believe so.
Yeah, no,
You're talking
it has to be a quorum.
Right, is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
So, yeah, we're supposed to, it's for site orientation purposes only. Save your questions.
No discussion, no discussion.
Write
them
down.
Check it out.
Right.
Stuff them in your.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, see, I haven't done this yet. I wanted to do the, but you know. what,
So,
my Google-
It's say, there's a well house over here, right? And somebody was gonna say, yeah, it's right over, this is where the well house is. You can't say, well, what are they gonna do with the well house?
Right.
But to kind of acclimate directionally and get a lay of the land, that's what the sidewalk is.
It's a listening walk, not a talking walk.
Things are gonna go, so this is where the driveway will be, this is where, this is, right.
Before it completely goes away, I'm sorry about Alberta, but it's giving us some beautiful sunsets. And it's just about done that way.
Oh, yeah, the sun was gorgeous.
Yeah, just, I know it's an orange color inside, but it's still it's light.
A warning.
Really.
I so fast been watching it for like 20 minutes.
All right, so
Thank you.
the light have it.
Fires up there.
Do we have any citizens' comments? No. Besides the sunset. Members forum, it is amazing. Members forum. Any
Well, I would
members?
say that
comments?
this is gonna be a big undertaking.
So,
All right, next meeting is Tuesday, June 20th. 7 p.m. All right, and it is 8:28 and we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
thank you, Judy.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you.